on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today's video, we'll be talking about the brand new upcoming event, the Satellite, and we'll also be talking about future upcoming characters in Reverse 1999. But before I get started on the video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and also turn on the post notification bell so that you guys can always stay tuned as to when I post new videos. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys are new here on the channel, if you have any questions regarding Reverse 1999 and Tower of God New World, you can join my Discord server by going to my channel description. You see the server link there, and I'll also post a server link in the comment section down below. But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's hop right into the video. So in a couple hours, we're literally going to see the brand new event, the Satellite, in the game. I'm really excited about it. Now, this event is not going to be like a huge event. It's basically going to be a mini event because it's only going to happen for like 7 days. So it's just a mini event before, you know, the version 1.1 update, which is going to have Pickles and another character. I forgot how to say her name. But yeah, this is basically a mini event. You can accept summoning tasks from a London newspaper and solve the mysterious formula on the blueprints to get clear jobs and upgrading materials. So you're basically going to get, of course, summon resources. You're going to get summon materials, and you're also going to get upgrade materials for your character. So make sure that you guys, participate in this event. It's going to be a mini event, but you still, you want to make sure that you get these rewards so that you can progress through the game and also get some currency so that you can wish for, new characters. But we're going to talk about the 1.1 update that's literally going to happen in just 7 days. So if I come over here to Brightwind, they already have, the patches. They already have, the event banners. They have everything set up. So if we look at the patch 1.1, is literally going to happen next week. It's going to happen on the 9th. So make sure that you guys are ready for that. And this update is basically going to be short compared to, future updates. So yeah, 1.1 is going to be short, and then 1.2 is going to be longer. So this is going to be the shortest update in the game. So in this update, we're going to have two characters. We're going to have Pickles, and we're also going to have Melania. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the banner. So we look at Pickles banner. We have Pickles, we have Baby Blue, and we have Diggers. So looking at this banner, I would say that if you are really investing towards a mental team, like you're building a mental team, I would say that Baby Blue would be a very good option, because Baby Blue, if we look at her kit, she is a mental defense shredder. So if you guys are, if you're using DK or you're using any character that's really good at, DPS, then you really want to pick up Baby Blue, because she is an amazing unit to use with mental DPS characters. As you guys can see, she has a mass debuff, damage taken and plus damage taken negative 20%, and damage taken plus 20% for all enemies. So she has a mass debuff that can increase the amount of damage that the enemy can take. And she also has another debuff where she can place mental defense shred on the enemy, and the max is negative 35%, and this can last for like 3 rounds when you have max incantation. So honestly, Baby Blue, one of the best mental supports in the game. So if you guys are really looking forward to that, then you definitely want to pick her up. Now we look at Diggers. Now Diggers, she's basically a control, shield, and debuffing unit, and for his ultimate, he has one target attack, deals 450% mental damage, inflicts Nightmare. Nightmare is basically a debuff for the enemy. They can't act, they can't use their cards or anything, and this can last for 1 round. If the enemy is inflicted with stats down, next status, or control, this effect lasts for 2 rounds. So Diggers is honestly a really good unit to use for CCing. Is basically like CCing the enemy, because they really can't do anything. Nightmare is basically CC, so he's a really good CCing unit, so that the enemy unit, they won't be able to act at all. So that's pretty much his ultimate. Now if we look at his first arcane skill, we have one target attack, deals 200%. That's basically one incantation. Now when we have 2 incantations, one target attack deals 200% mental damage and inflicts 1 stack of weakness. Weakness is basically damage bonus negative 25%. So he will basically lower the enemy's damage, which is honestly not that bad. And then we look at his second arcane skill, mass debuff, reduces the reality and mental defense of all enemies by negative 15%. And he inflicts terror for a couple rounds. And terror is basically when a round ends, Moxie -1. So Diggers, honestly, this guy, his kit looks really solid. He has Nightmare included, and he also has mental defense and reality defense shred. So he can honestly work in a reality team and a mental team, because the fact that he's able to reduce both damage types, like the fact that he's able to reduce both defenses and for both damage types, that is really good. And the fact that he can inflict terror, which basically takes away the enemy's moxie so they won't be able to use their skill, their ultimate. Diggers is looking really awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this guy. And yeah, his kit looks pretty solid. Now we look at the main character. We look at the main unit in this banner, which is Pickles. This is the guy I'm definitely going to pick up. It's a cute little dog. But yeah, this is the main unit I'm going to pick up because, one, his damage type is mental, and Baby Blue is a mental defense shredder. So I will definitely be using him in my, mental defense, not mental defense, but mental team, mental DPS team. Now, when we look at his ultimate is what makes him absolutely insane. He has one target attack, deals 500% mental damage after casting, increases the damage dealt of all allies by 30% for 2 rounds. So all you have to do is cast your ultimate and he will literally apply a damage buff for your entire team. And if in the clarification of proposition state, the duration of the damage dealt increase effect will be extended by 1 round. So when you proc this clarification of proposition, when you proc that, you can basically extend the damage dealt. You can basically extend the damage buff for your team for 1 round. And when we look at clarification of propositions, it's basically Pickle's next normal skill or ultimate is enhanced, reduced by 1 level after taking effect. So looking at his ultimate already, he looks like he's going to be a really solid unit in terms of, support. The fact that he's giving your whole team a damage buff, and on top of that, he's doing around like 500% mental damage. So he is definitely going to be a really good unit to pair up with a unit such as Baby Blue or Diggers, because they shred defense. Now, when we look at his first arcane skill, he has one target attack, deals 200% mental damage. If in the clarification of proposition state, this deals an additional 50% mental damage. So his first arcane skill is basically he does damage, and if he's in the clarification of proposition state, if he procs this, he will deal more damage. It's basically like a damage buff. So that's pretty much his first arcane skill. When we look at his second arcane skill, he has an AoE attack. Mass attack is AoE. So he has mass attack, deals 150% mental damage to 2 enemies. If in the clarification of proposition state, this attack enjoys 25% penetration rate. So not only does he have mental damage buff, he also has penetration rate in his kit as well. And then the more you enhance this arcane skill, you'll also get this spell stats up, stats pause, and counter. He's able, the fact that he can counters is insane. So he can get rid of counters. So if the enemy unit is using counters, he can get rid of that. If the enemy is using stats up or status pause, he can literally get rid of that as well. So Pickles, already awesome. If we look at his insights, basically the more you level him up, the stronger he gets. Especially insight level 2, upon entering combat, damage dealt is increased by 8%. He basically does more damage. And then when you look at his insight level 3, upon entering combat, immediately gain 2 layers of clarification of proposition. So his kit is already looking absolutely insane. I'm really hyped for this character because he's a DPS unit, he's a support, and he's a dispeller. So he's just an all-around really good character. So that's basically Pickles. And now when we move on to the next banner, we have Melania. Now, if you guys were to ask me which banner, which banner should you go for, me personally, I would go for Pickles instead. The reason why is because if we look at Melania's banner, this character is literally C tier in early game and late game. So Sweetheart, that's her name. Getting her would be really sad, to be honest. So I would definitely recommend you guys to go for Pickles. But like I said, at the end of the day, the game is all about having fun. You can go for whoever you want. I don't care. But this is basically a recommendation. So if I'm basically recommending you guys to go for Pickles. But if you want to go for, Melania because she looks good, then by all means go ahead, because who cares. But yeah, let's talk about Melania. So Melania is basically a burst damage in a DPS unit, and her damage type is mental, and her afflatus is beast. She's a 6-star rarity, and when we look at her ultimate, she does one target attack, deals 650% mental damage. So her attack is way more higher than Pickles. Her attack is way more higher. The percentage is way more higher. She gains one layer of Skillful Thief. Skillful Thief is basically Melania's next spell is enhanced, reduces by 1 after taking effect. So when they say next spell is enhanced, do they mean like you get an additional incantation for your arcane skill? Is that what they mean? Let me see. If we look at her first arcane skill, one target attack, deals 200% mental damage if in the Skillful Thief state, still +1 moxie from the target. So she has moxie debuff. She's able to take away the enemy's moxie so they won't be able to do their ultimate. And if we look at her second incantation, 2 incantations, she does 250% mental damage, reduces the target's moxie by -1 if in the Skillful Thief state she steals +1 moxie. So she can take the enemy's moxie, and she can receive that moxie, and then she can also reduce their moxie. So you're basically taking away 2 moxie from the enemy. You're reducing 1, and you're also stealing 1. So honestly, looking really, really good. And when we look at her max incantation, when we look at max arcane skill, she reduces the target's moxie by -1. So she takes away 1. She doesn't steal it, but she reduces it. And then she gains +1 moxie. If in the Skillful Thief state, she steals another moxie. So she takes away the enemy's moxie. Let's say the enemy has 5 moxie, they're about to cast their ultimate. She's going to take 1 away, so now the enemy has 4 moxies. And then she's going to have 1 moxie for herself. And then on top of that, she's going to steal another moxie point from the enemy, so now they only have 3. So you're basically getting 2 moxie when you max out her first arcane skill. So that's pretty much how her kit works. And then when we look at her second arcane skill, mass attack, she deals 120% mental damage to 2 enemies. This attack enjoys 20% leech rate. If in the Skillful Thief state, she gains +1 moxie, and the attack enjoys an additional 30% leech rate. So I'm pretty sure leech rate is when like you take HP away from the enemy. I'm pretty sure that's what leech rate means. So wait, let me go back to Eternity. Let me be 100% sure, because I think I forgot what leech rate means. So if we go back to Eternity right here, she should be right here. So we look at leech rate. They don't even include what leech rate means here. I'm pretty sure leech rate means you basically heal yourself. I'm pretty sure that's what leech rate means. So we go back to her kit. She basically has leech rate in her kit as well. So looking at her kit, she just has a lot of things in her kit. She has leech rate. She has she's able to steal the enemy's moxie. She's able to reduce the enemy's moxie, and she's also able to gain moxie. So far her kit, there's a lot to it. She has mass attack, 1 target attack. She seems pretty solid. And if we look at her insight, for insight 1, each time the caster uses their ultimate, they gain a 1 layer of established plan. Established plan is basically ultimate might increase by 12% and can be stacked up to 6 times and cannot be dispelled. That is crazy. Ultimate might 12% times 6 stacks. That's basically 72. Yeah, that's basically 72% ultimate might. That's insane. So that's a huge damage boost. And then when we look at her insight level 2, it's the same thing, of course, plus 8%. I'm pretty sure that's for every character. And then when we look at her max insight level 3, after the caster uses their ultimate, they gain an additional layer of established plan. So you're basically getting a lot of stacks with this established plan, basically increasing your ultimate might. So looking at her kit so far, she is A tier, but honestly, she's pretty good. Like for the people who are, excited about this character, if you guys are, looking forward to this character, if you want to summon for her, she doesn't seem pretty bad. She seems pretty solid. She would definitely work in the team. Like I said, she would definitely work in the team. that has mental defense shred. So a team such as Baby Blue, where she reduces defense shred, or Diggers, because Diggers reduces mental defense as well. And in this banner, you also have Balloon Party. So Balloon Party, she's honestly a really good healer. So I'll say for this banner, I'll say for Pickle's banner, all the characters are good in this banner. And then for Melania banner, I'll say only 2 characters are good in this banner. So yeah, me personally, I'm going for Pickles. But at the end of the day, you can go for whoever you want. So yeah, that's pretty much their kit. In terms of, which team I think they were working the most, like I said, I feel like they were mostly work in a mental team, because they're mental DPS characters, especially Melania. Like, her damage is just absolutely insane. The fact that she has 72% ultimate might, that's kind of crazy. So she's going to be doing a lot of damage, so you definitely want to reduce the enemy's mental defense so that she can do more damage. And I'll say the same for Pickles as well. I feel like Pickles, he's more of like a DPS slash sub DPS character, because he's providing that 30% damage boost to your team. And Melania is more of like a Moxie thief, and she's continuously spamming her ultimate. So far these 2 characters look really, really solid. And for the banners after that, for version 1.2, there's also going to be, I'm pretty sure for version 1.2, if I'm not wrong, is going to be Chain Ling. Yeah, version 1.2 is going to be Chain Ling. She's going to be really good in poison comp. And if we go over here back to the tier list, in version 1.2 we'll also be having Tooth Fairy. Since I haven't pulled for Sotheby since I skipped her, I'm definitely gonna go for Tooth Fairy instead in version 1.2, because Tooth Fairy, she's a busted healer. So I'm definitely gonna go for Tooth Fairy instead in version 1.2. But that's pretty much the plan. I'm not gonna cover their kits yet because they're in 1.2, but I'm pretty sure everybody already knows about these characters. Like Chain Ling, really good in poison team. Tooth Fairy, really, really good healer. So, and Pickles is just an amazing DPS support character. So yeah, that's the plan. When 1.1 comes out, I'm definitely gonna go for Pickles instead, because this character just seems really awesome, and he would definitely work well in my mental team, my mental DPS team, because I have Baby Blue, and plus I'm gonna have a DK as well, and DK is a healer slash DPS as well. So yeah, that team is gonna be stacked. But anyways, I'll be leaving the video at that. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate you all for watching this video, and make sure that you participate in the event and you clear it, because there's going to be a lot of rewards. But anyways, I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.